Yo, what is going on, Team Tweedie? I hope you're all super well. Welcome to episode 21 of Hashtag Ask Tweedie, the football show where you guys send in your questions and I answer them to the best of my ability. If you want to send in those, make sure you send them to Instagram, Snapchat, this YouTube comment section. Please don't send them on another video, like the journey videos, because then they're all over the place. I just want to go to one video, a Hashtag Ask Tweedie, and pick 3 questions from there. If your question doesn't get answered that week, then just continuously post it until it does. If I do not reply to your comment on this video because it's a question, don't be offended. I try and get to as many comments as possible. But if it's just a question, I'm not going to say, great question or good question. Just thought I'd put that out there. I'm in my new place at the moment. As always, Hashtag Ask Tweedie. You guys get the secret inside info. I can't give too much away today because some special stuff happened. Yesterday we played the match against Brentford. I'm in my new place. This is officially what I'm staying in for the next 3 months. So that's about it. That's all the info I can give you. I'd like to give you more, but it's just going to ruin it. So let's get right into the questions. Question number 1. This was from an Instagram live, so make sure you follow me on there. How would you compare the football system in the UK to that of Australia? So I think they're 2 completely different systems. I think UK is very ahead of Australia. I think Australia is trying to get there, but I don't even think it's going to happen in my lifetime. They have so much work to do with money and setting up teams and academies. It's very difficult. The UK are just miles ahead. You look at all the different divisions. I don't even know how many there are. There might be 10 or 11 semi-pro and pro levels that players can play in, and then within each of those, most of them have an academy, whether it's for under 10s to 15s or under 23s and down. I think they're very ahead in that sense. Only last year or the year before, the A-League made it so that you had to have an academy down to under 13s, I believe. So even then, it's not getting the youngest talent. So those kids who are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you just have to play club and you're not improving as well as you would if you were in Chelsea. And one of the things I say to my dad is, imagine if I was in England when I was 6 years old. I wonder what academy I would be at, because where I was playing, I was scoring 10 goals a game. I was clearly the best player, and that's just facts because of the amount of goals I scored. And for me to be in Australia, I wasn't progressing anywhere. Like for those 5 years where I killed it from under 6s to under 10s in club teams, it was just way too easy. But if I was in England, what are the chances that I could have been in a Chelsea academy or a Liverpool Arsenal academy at that age? Because it is around. And that's one of the things that always goes through my head. Obviously, I can't do anything about it now, but like the opportunities over here are much higher in breaking into the game and getting into the system when you're younger. That's how I view it. I think Australia needs to implement that, but like, again, they don't have the money for it. There's no real ambition to have the promotion and relegation. We only have 1 professional league. I think at a young age, if you're in the UK and you're killing it, you have a clear pathway. In Australia, if you're at a young age and killing it from under 6s to under 10s, then what? Whereas if you're killing it in the UK, you're in an Arsenal academy, and then what? You go into the Arsenal academy further and further until you progress into the first team. And if you don't have that, you still have Arsenal academy on your CV where you can then go down into semi-pro teams. So that's my thoughts on it. How would you compare that? Yeah, so I think UK is just a lot better. I don't know much about any other countries. If you know, if any place is better than the UK, let me know. I know America is very poor. You have to pay to play like a ridiculous amount of money. I'm not sure about any of the other European countries. Germany might have something similar. I'm not sure, but Australia, we're very far behind. So that's the first question out of the way. Next one. Ooh, this one's a tough one. I want to hear your thoughts on this as well, guys. If you were at your peak of your professional career, would you go to the 4th tier of England, so League 2, or go to China if they offered you a lot of money, even though the league isn't that good? Hashtag Ask Tweedie. Man, I think for me it's pretty clear. At the peak of my career, I would 100% play in the fourth tier of England. I think it creates a lot more exposure to you as a player if you want to progress into, say, the EPL, anywhere really. It's difficult to go from, where do you say, China? It's difficult to go from China to the EPL, or even from China to the fourth tier of England. So it's pretty easy to make that jump from the fourth tier of England into a professional environment in a country that's not as developed in football. Because if you're a Chinese player, or not necessarily a Chinese player, but if you're playing in the Chinese league, the English people look at that and go, why would we take you on? The standard is so different. So that's how I look at it. I think going to those countries is good, but it depends on your situation. I've always thought about going to countries in Asia like Japan, Korea, China, Thailand, places like that. I think there's a lot of opportunity there, Singapore as well. But first off, you need to know people. That's one of the big things. I don't know anyone in Asia. There's definitely a lot of money to be made there. You can live easily off the money that's being paid. But the problem is it really stalls your career, and that's not what I want. To be in Asia is something I see myself doing later on in my career, and even then I couldn't see myself doing it unless I was offered millions and millions and millions of dollars, because I would love to end my career in Australia or with a big club. So that's how I see it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I think it's a difficult one. I really think it is, because, you know, you want to do your passion and live, but if you're, well, fourth tier, actually, let me give this question to you guys. Would you prefer to play in the let's go with 6th tier of England, or play in China for a lot more money? I think that's a very interesting question, so let me know your thoughts on that. The third and final question. We're smashing through these today. My main position is striker, and I can play anywhere in the top 4, but I always start out the season playing up top. But during the season, the coaches always seem to shift me to the left or right, and I just wanted to know, why is that in your opinion? Thanks, Sheldon, as well. Hashtag the journey, hashtag ask Tweedie. Okay, so here we have a player who is playing out of position. I assume, yeah, so he wants to play striker, but he's being put out wide. And unless you're someone like Oxlade-Chamberlain, who was playing as a wing-back and then wanted to play as a midfielder, so he went from Arsenal to Liverpool to make that switch so he could play in his position, then for someone like yourself, you can do the same. Obviously not on the same scale. For me, how I view it is try and adapt. I had one problem when I was in Western Sydney Wanderers. I was playing as a left back. I'm not a very good defender at all, so I felt like I was just filling a position, and I didn't feel like I could what's the word? Help the team there. I felt like I could help the team more by playing as a midfielder or as a winger, and I never got an opportunity there, so I ended up leaving to then play another position, but that's a whole nother story. As like, for example, Crawley Town, if you watched today's video, episode, let me get it up, episode 149, I believe. Yep, day 149 of the journey, I played as a defensive midfielder, and that was in an 11v11. I've only ever played defensive midfielder once in my life, but I know that if I play that position and I say to myself, I don't care where I'm playing, as long as I'm giving myself the best opportunity to play, that's all that matters, because you never know. There might be an opportunity with the first team to play as a defensive midfielder, and they go, man, we need an under-23s player, who's your best defensive midfielder? And they go, Sheldon. But if I sat there and said, coach, I don't know how to play defensive midfield, I need to be winger or attacking mid, so then I start playing those positions, I'm not getting much game time, and then he goes, first team comes down, who's the best defensive midfielder? Oh, this guy, not me. So you want to put yourself in that position where you can play as many positions as possible. It's only going to benefit you at the end of the day, no matter what. I love playing attacking midfielder, I love playing winger. I kind of like defensive midfielder, but if I were to be put at left back now at Crawley, I wouldn't really enjoy it, but I think I would stick it out, because you have to find the benefits in it, and whatever is going to get you game time, that's the most important thing. If someone gets injured at left back and the team needs a left back, you're the first person to step in, because they look and go, who can play left back? Oh, Sheldon can. And in your case, you're being put out on the wing, so use that opportunity to try and learn more about the position, because you never know, maybe in 5 years time when you try out for a team, the striker has scored 60 goals, so they're not looking for a striker, but they're looking for 2 wingers, and you could be one of those 2 wingers if you have an open mind and have learned about that position, because just jumping into a new position, especially on trial day, it's very, very difficult. So my suggestion is, whatever especially, I'm not sure how old you are, but especially even up until like 20, you know what, I would say your whole football career, whatever position the coach puts you in, unless you're not helping the team in that position and you're doing poorly, then stick it out, learn more about the position, because when it comes to trial day again, or team trainings or games, you have more positions on your CV. You can say you can play striker, left wing, right wing, attacking mid, and that's only going to help you. There's no downside in that, and at the end of the day, you're still playing football. It just means you need to know more about the game, which is not such a bad thing. So that's my view on it. Let me know your thoughts. Again, what you guys can do is go, like, in the comments, you can go question 1 and then write your thoughts, question 2, write your thoughts, question 3, write your thoughts, because I'm really interested to hear your opinions as well. You can just write question 1, agree, disagree, agree, whatever, I don't know. I'd love to hear your thoughts on these questions as well, so that way I'm learning too. And you know, there's never enough opinions in the world. Everyone can learn from everyone, and that's the most important thing, that we're helping each other and trying to provide value. So if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe. Oh no, I always stuff up this outro because it's unedited. How does it go? If you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like, hit that subscribe button if you're into it. Oh yeah, I got it, wait. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like, hit that subscribe button. If you're new around here, join the hashtag AskTweedie family. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.